That was surprisingly good. Yes, hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video from me, Pickles Park Reviews. Now today I'm going to be doing a trailer reaction video to the trailer release for the Doctor Who New Year's special Revolution of the Daleks, released on New Year's Day of 2021. Now obviously a few days ago you'll know that I did a bit of a rant about the teaser they released on Doctor Who Day because I thought there was going to be a trailer and they didn't release it, they just released a really pointless teaser. However, now we've got a full trailer, and honestly I don't know why they didn't release this on Doctor Who Day because this is really good and it's surprisingly good actually. Now if you know me you'll know that I'm not the biggest fan of this era and I wasn't really a big fan of how Chibnall handled the Daleks in Resolution. It's a bit of a meme on the channel because that rant, I'm just so angry in that rant for Resolution. Because of that and because of my thoughts on the Timeless Children, which I similarly did a bit of an angry rant for, you'd expect me to not really be going into this with, you know, optimism, and I wasn't really. I think some of the things look cool. I'm glad Captain Jack's back. Some of the little plot details that I'd had whispered in my ear looked kind of cool and sounded kind of cool. However, obviously based on the recent stories, there wasn't really much for me to go into this with Optimism, especially as for me it seemed like they were just chucking a load of stuff at a wall and seeing what sticks. Captain Jack's back, we've got the Daleks back, the other companions are going to leave, the Doctor's in prison, you've got the Jadoon there. When's it gonna end? There's so much stuff going on in this special and I was really worried that it was just going to be a clusterfuck, to be honest. It was just going to be full to the brim of stuff and it couldn't really fit anything in satisfyingly, just like the Timeless Children. And we didn't really know all too many plot details going in other than Doctor's in prison, you know, Captain Jack, companions on Earth, possibly the companions are gonna die. You know, there's been whispers of, you know, Dalek Civil War, there's been whispers of Davros coming back, whispers of the Roof Doctor coming back, all this kind of stuff. We just don't know, there's so many rumours, and there weren't that many plot details that we actually knew for sure. So I did a video called Pitching Revolution of the Daleks, where I essentially go through what I would do with a special based on the name alone essentially, and as a plug, go check that out because I really enjoyed making that video. But if you noticed in that video, my idea was purely based on the manipulative side of the Daleks. It's the side of the Daleks which I really like. They're manipulating humanity, making people conform to that ideology, using the pitfalls of humanity to their strengths so they can go in and exterminate everyone. That's why I like stories like Power so much, because that is essentially what they do. Now, even in the original Dalek story, they're schemers, they're manipulating people, and that's what we get in this trailer. This trailer is really good, and whether it's just great trailer making, I don't know. But it's really got me excited for this special. In this we see the Daleks and essentially the plot goes is that the Doctor's off in prison. We see that in the Sharda. We don't know if it is Sharda, but something that looks like Sharda. She's in prison. She doesn't seem to be getting out anytime soon. And what you've got, if you've got Robertson, that Trump knockoff guy from Arachnids in the UK, he's back. And essentially, the companions are on Earth, wondering where the Doctor's going to be. They've still got that TARDIS they stole from Gallifrey, and they decide that they need to, you know, protect humanity because the Doctor's gone. And essentially, you see 10 Downing Street release these new security drones, which are Daleks, obviously. And you've got Robertson there saying, you know, look at these machines, they're so good. And obviously you know that the Daleks have manipulated the humans into thinking they're these great security drones, and ultimately they're going to weave themselves into power and either spread their ideology or just flat out exterminate everyone as the Daleks do. Now that's a great story idea, and obviously we've seen flashes of that in Power, of the Daleks a little bit in Victory. However, you mainly see this type of concept on Big Finish. It's quite similar, well, I wouldn't say similar, but it has a similar elements to the Big Finish story I reviewed recently, We Are the Daleks, in which the Daleks, you know, come as friends to humanity, and there's obviously MPs there that they manipulate and that sort of thing. And it's a similar thing here. And as I've mentioned before, I think that's so good. I love it when Daleks manipulate people. That was a key idea of the Revolution of the Dalek story I pitched. and it's something that, you know, we seem to be getting in this story, which is great. That was one of my pitfalls of Resolution. The ideology just wasn't there. It was just something going and exterminating everyone. Nothing was really deconstructed, nothing was really going on. It was just the Dalek going to various locations, killing a few people, looking pretty unmenacing, and the Doctor taking the mick out of it and making silly jokes and a random father subplot with Ryan. It really isn't good. I haven't watched Resolution since I did that rant all the way back in 2019, I want to say, because ultimately I just didn't like that story. However, it seems like Chris Chibnall is making up for his mistakes in that in terms of Daleks. And also, I did also slag off the new Dalek design in that teaser review that I did a couple of days ago. However, seeing it in action, it does actually impress me more. I'm still not a big fan of this design, but I think when you've got the illuminated lights there with either blue or red, it certainly makes it look a lot more intimidating, especially as the blue lights make it look all, you know, friendly, and then with the red lights, when you see the Daleks flying down, you've got Nicholas Briggs doing a really deep Dalek voice which sounds really menacing. They actually looked quite cool, and it's restored my faith in taking the Daleks as a credible threat. The effects look quite good. I like the changing colour feature, as I said. And I guess it doesn't matter if the Daleks don't look too threatening, because obviously they're posing as security guards, as, you know, friends of humanity, so therefore it makes sense. We did see set photos of bronze Daleks, however we don't see them in the trailer, we just see the black Daleks, so I would have thought it would have just been like a Supreme, but no, there are loads of these black Daleks, which is certainly interesting. I'll certainly see how that goes. That's certainly an interesting plot point. We also have Captain Jack is back. Captain Jack gives a really nice monologue of how he was left behind by the Doctor, which was really nice. It's obviously foreshadowing the fact that Ryan or Graham are supposedly going to leave in this story, but it was really nice. It's really nice to see the perspective of Captain Jack about that. There were some great scenes in Utopia about that, and it's great that we're continuing that theme. And it's nice to see Captain Jack back, and it's not just his "you missed me" right quick little pointless cameo in Fugitive of the Judoon. He's actually hearing this, having some great lines, and hopefully Captain Jack does some great stuff, because John Barrowman is really good in this trailer. As I said, that nice heartfelt moment. He seems to have a nice rapport with the companions, which you didn't really get in Fugitive, but it seems like they're working on that. And it seems like this is going to be a Dr. Light story, which is a really brave decision. To have a Dalek story and a potential companion leaving story, a Dr. Light story, is interesting. It may not be a Dr. Light story, but from what I can see, all we see is Captain Jack and the companions on Earth working to stop the Daleks and the PMs and Robertson. We've just got the Doctor in prison. That's all we see of her, looking pretty depressed, counting away her days. So it seems like this is going to be a Doctor Light story, which is certainly a brave decision. I don't know if I like that or not just yet. I would have liked the Doctor to be involved in this story. However, I do like the fact that the companions are stranded on Earth. You know, they're in the TARDIS and they will become more independent, fighting with Jack against this. I think that's quite cool. And even Robertson, the Trump knockoff that no one was asking to come back. No one wanted this character to return. It was pretty much, you know, whatever your opinions are on arachnids in the UK, it's pretty much universal that no one liked this character. Although he's coming back, and to be honest, to my surprise, he actually looks like he's going to work in the story quite well. And I didn't really expect him to come back. However, he looks like he's going to weave his way into the story quite well, actually. Overall, I'm just really surprised that this looks so good. As I said, I was a bit apprehensive. I was slightly optimistic doing a couple of the plot elements. However, I was still apprehensive going in. However, just judging by this trailer, it just seems to have a lot of the right elements. The Daleks actually look menacing in their plan. Although we've seen it a bit before, we haven't seen it to a big extent on TV, or at least in the Revive series. And we haven't seen them messing with PMs and working their way up in terms of, you know, country takeover. That's something that's been done in Big Finish, but we've never really seen that in the show, so that's really nice, kind of unique. And I like the fact that Chris Chibnall's using the manipulative side. I'm a big fan of the ideology of the Daleks when that's used in stories, and when they manipulate people, showing their intelligence, and that seems to be what we're getting in this story. And the companions look really good in this as well. I'm not a big fan of the companions other than Graham, but honestly, Yaz, Ryan, and Graham, particularly Yaz, seems to be working quite well in this trailer. Captain Jack's good, Robertson's good. You know, all this stuff on Earth seems to be working really well, and honestly I was blown away by how much I enjoyed this trailer. Obviously the Doctor just looks depressed in prison. I don't know what's going to be going on with that. It's fit the tone, you know. It was interesting to see this side of the Doctor. You know, we see Jodie walking out in these prison robes looking depressed. It was quite interesting to see. It's interesting to see this happy-go-lucky Doctor in such a dour situation. That's quite an interesting thing, quite a nice flip of the status quo for this Doctor, so that'll be interesting. However, I'm not sure about this being a Doctor Light story. It's a bit of a risky move, but we'll see how it pans out. Overall, I'm really glad we got this trailer because it's really boosted my optimism. To be honest, as I said, I was cautiously optimistic going in, but I was still quite worried. And you know, maybe this will be some misplaced optimism because I was excited going into Resolution, and you all know how I ended up feeling about that. I just really enjoy this trailer. I'm a big fan of a lot of the plot beats and where it's going. And yeah, I am actually really excited for Revolution of the Daleks. Now, it is on New Year's Day. There was a bit of a hoo-ha whether it was going to be on Christmas or New Year's, and I would have preferred it on Christmas. It's just nice to get a Doctor Who Christmas special, sit down on Christmas and watch a Doctor Who Christmas special, and we're not getting that. And obviously, it's just a nice thing. Everyone's watching it on Christmas Day. That's when you're going to draw people in, and especially with quarantine and lockdown, obviously, even a bigger way to get people into the show would be to air it on Christmas. And there were some clips in the BBC One Christmas trailer which gave us hope it would be on Christmas, but no, it is on New Year's. And also, the New Year's Day viewing figures haven't been great, and they aren't really great for any shows compared to Christmas, which is the ratings moneymaker. But, you know, who knows, maybe if this is a dark story, it would be better suited on New Year's Day. But then you've got stories like End of Time and Time of the Doctor on Christmas, which are pretty dour in terms of mood in certain aspects, so who knows. But it's on New Year's Day. You know, I would have preferred it on Christmas, but it's not a massive thing. This trailer just, you know, really made me optimistic about the special, and I'm really interested to see where Chibnall takes these ideas and the full thing, and if he can deliver on this optimism he's just instilled in me. Yes, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, drop a sub, and hit that notification bell to stay notified for all my latest videos. What did you think about this trailer? Are you optimistic? Are you not? Whatever, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Obviously, we are 95 subscribers. We're 5 subscribers away from the end of year goal of 100 subscribers, so if you could help me out on that, I'd really appreciate it. We're so close, guys, so close. But yes, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and thank you guys for watching, and of course, a goodbye. I'm so happy.